I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully. But disrespectfully is disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little bro, man. And I'm gonna tell him why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus. The other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset. Good evening, good people. It is I, the Maize Madman. We are back for a BlueTube call-in show. The link is in the description. I'll also drop it in the chat. Feel free to come up. This is your show today, but we got some things to talk about. We also have some people already ready to pop up. So, with no further ado, let's go ahead and get them up. My guy Dub Q is here. Thunder Redman, what's good, man? How you feeling?
What's up?
What's up, man?
I did a live stream earlier talking about the last two national title the teams, how did they win it, how did they use the negative off the field drama and energy, like how every time they found out that the Jim Harbaugh that he got suspended, they used that as energy to show these other teams that we beat you without Jim, we beat you with Jim with Harbaugh the other 2 years, and we can do it without him. Now for Ohio State, the field drama that they talking about, your offensive line is getting banged up. Y'all can't win no big games where the winner can possibly bring home a shiny new trophy, and guess what? They use that as energy, and that's why they made some major adjustments after they lost to Michigan in their last 4 games. They played it like they never had an offensive line with injury problem, but we all know that they still had that problem though.
No doubt, man.
Even though it only showed up that I say about 4 quarters throughout the whole entire playoffs.
Absolutely.
And mainly the Texas game, they had struggled.
Oh yeah, that Texas game was gross. But hold on, Tim, because we got people that want to show you some love, including my guy Garrison. Of course, he's a fan of that vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, but showing you some love, Tim. Shout out to Garrison. Shout out to my guy Kiyoki Kaipana showing some love, man. And of course, we all appreciate you, Tim. I want you to get your last word in. Let the people know where they can find you, where you talking about, Michigan football and all of that.
Okay, okay, y'all can. But before I say that, on Wednesday,
Oh shit!
do y'all know about Sam? Do y'all know about Sam?
Sam Webb?
No, Sam. The voice, college football with Sam.
Oh nah.
No. I don't know about that one.
Oh
He
yeah,
catching a lot of flack right now.
yeah. We had a phone call with each other on Wednesday.
Okay. Was it a positive phone call?
He told me that he told me I told him that I was gonna be doing some more rival content because I see because I see other channels but doing it, and most of their subscribers they like those types of videos, and he told me that it's good. It's good for the channel.
No doubt, man. No
You
doubt,
ready, you
Tim.
ready this time, Garrison?
I did that.
Oh, yeah. And we
I
caught
just did
Garrison without his
my
wig
second
on.
one.
Yeah.
No doubt, Tim. Tim, hey, I want you to stay in the chat, man. I'll bring you back up later if you want to come back up. We got
I
some
do
things.
got a
Oh,
death
go ahead.
chart of the two national title teams. I do got a death chart.
Hold on. Save that, Tim. We'll bring you back up. We'll talk about the depth
Okay.
chart of those two national title teams in a minute. Shout out to Tim. I appreciate you, sir. I'm gonna definitely bring you back up.
Okay.
Tim, ladies and gentlemen, show Tim some love. Be sure to follow Tim's YouTube channel and support what he's got going on. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I feel good. Let me start there. All right. As you can see, Michigan National Championship belt came in the mail. 12-time champs, by the way. 12
Are you trying to be like me now, right?
12 time. Absolutely. My jacket also came in the mail. I was gonna save this for the spring game, but I said, why not? We pulled it out. All right. So look, ladies and gentlemen, it's kind of warm down here, so I'm gonna take it off now. All right. All right.
I was gonna lie, you look kind of fly. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey man, hey,
I'm just trying. Is that the national championship jacket from Fanatics?
It's the national championship jacket, man.
I got the
national
same
championship jacket. Check that out. Right?
Oh no, right. It's different than the one I got, but it's similar though.
All right, cool. But look, so there is a lot to talk about. First and foremost, Garrison, you might even appreciate this one. We gotta talk about this. Nico ABCDEFG.
No, Nico, I am not a believer.
I am not. I like that. I'm gonna use that. Nico, I am not a believer.
I forgot who it was, but I gotta give him credit for that.
This guy, by the way, super talented. I don't want to take anything away from like his talent. He came out of high school rated extremely high. I believe he got some upwards of $8 million. At least those are the rumors out of high school, right? To be the quarterback. I don't even think, was it at Tennessee? Was that?
Yeah,
he signed to Tennessee right out. Right. Okay. And now there are reports that he is holding out of spring camp. Bro, I don't like this. I don't want any parts of this in college football. I don't want people holding out of spring camp because of NIL issues, especially NIL issues where you have already, sir, broke the bank. You have already laughed all the way to the bank. And now you're holding out for more money. Like, unless this is your ultimate dream, unless you're trying to, I'm gonna maximize in college, right? And I don't want to play NFL football. I'm just gonna get all the money I can get in college and then, rely on my degree for the rest of my life. Bro, this is insane. Let me get your thoughts on it.
Go ahead, Garrison.
I think it's bullshit. I think that he hasn't even played up to the contract that he currently has.
Right.
I want to pull up and what's loading right now. But if you have a chance, just go look at his game log. Go look at it. Go see what his best games were against. His best games were against dog shit teams. They were against the Gramblings and the St. Mary's of the Poors.
Kent State.
Yeah, exactly. Go look at what he did against Arkansas. It's aggravating, dude, because you haven't played up to the contract you currently have, and
it's
then you brought this to the table in December, the week after you lost to, not you didn't lose, you got beat down by Ohio State.
And you didn't play particularly well in that game, by the way. But go ahead.
He didn't. On top of that, it's dude, you decide not to go to practice the day before the spring game. Like listen, man, that's the type of stuff in locker rooms in college You get man. First off, you have no respect anymore. You can get put hands and feet put on you like that for that in the locker room.
Yep.
You really dudes fight in locker rooms. That happens. And so it's crazy to me that he would even do this. And on top of that, my question is, where are the adults in the room? Because Big Dave, I respect Big Dave, but Big Dave went on X and said this is all a lie. I went on there and asked, all right, Big Dave, but why is he not at practice right now? Then you got Nico's dad coming out the woodwork saying that this was all a lie. Why isn't your son at practice right now? So there's that, and then on a bigger scale, right? Now, and trust me, when I say this isn't me coming at Michigan or anything like that, but this is why I remember Bryce and I were having a conversation at a high school game we were talking about, and this is right after I think the numbers had came out about Bryce. Underwood, and we were with our guy Tim, and Tim's 60 years old, older guy, but he's a Michigan fan too. We're all talking about it, and I kept telling Bryce, I said, "There's no way you can convince me that a 17 or 18-year-old kid who's not a professional, because this isn't like a kid coming out of the Dominican Republic to play baseball, or a kid coming out of Spain to go play for in the EPL, the English Premier League. Mm-hmm. You aren't a professional, and you've done nothing in my eyes to deserve getting that type of money." So now you look at but it's not just that. You look at the Nico situation. You look at Jadyn Rashada. You look at the Bryce Underwood situation. Dude, we're giving money to kids that haven't done jack shit. And listen, and in Tennessee, man, he has all. And I'm sorry, I'm long-winded right now, but I really feel about this. I feel a way about this. Nico has all the leverage right now. But I'm trying to tell you right now, if Tennessee folds and bends the knee to this, they are about to set a dangerous precedent in this sport. Because if this was me, I'm letting him walk. And yeah, maybe as a Buckeye fan, because I've been spoiled for quarterback play for 20 years or so, that I can just say that. But dude, if Jeremiah Smith was pulling this type of crap, I would say walk.
I mean, here, listen. I don't think there's a bigger Nico fan on this panel than me for this past year. I think he's talented, and I think I thought all season we were going to see him break out at some point. I still think he could if he has the potential, but I'm not with this because okay, there's no contracts like in the pros. Okay, when they hold out in the pros, in most cases they're negotiating their next contract and they're doing it in good faith. When you go to one of these schools and you agree to an amount, especially when they really treated Nico well when they gave him that first contract. They gave him above market value. They gave it to him, a lot of it front loaded, and they did that based on his potential. The idea for him to come in and live up to that potential, he hasn't done that yet, but that's what they were paying for. They've already paid for that. Mm-hmm. And if you want to try to renegotiate, fine, but do it in a good faith way. Don't sit there and hold them hostage the day before the spring game, right before the spring portal.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that it's you can't reset the market every single season. When the market's reset every year in the NFL, but when you sign your deal, you don't get to renegotiate it the next year if it's a 3-4 year deal. You're locked in at your price, and you get your next contract after that contract ends. And you're going to get your next contract based on how you perform in the first one. You don't get it based on potential a second time. So I just don't like anything about this whole thing. And then the way that it's been happening, when they came out, his camp came out and said, none of that's true. When they knew it was true, they've been negotiating like this since December.
Mm-hmm. Bro, the week after the Ohio State game.
Right. It's just the whole thing stinks. And here's the flip side to this. If the players can renegotiate and change the amount year to year, well, then can the schools do that too? If they pay you so much for coming in for what they think you're going to do, and then you're not producing, they can just
tell me if this math is mathing for you. In the NFL, right? NFL players get paid more than college players, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the NFL and college teams make more money than NFL NFL organizations. But how does a college player have more leverage than an NFL player? Like
because he's not in a contract right now.
But that's my point, bro. That's my point. Like, at some point, dude, it's just
because there's no CBA. There's a bunch of reasons why this works for college players better.
Also, because they're not technically getting paid to play football, they're getting paid off of their name,
image, and likeness, right?
And
before we get to I'm sorry, Kinetic. Finish your thought.
You're good. I went too long. Go. There's other people here
because I do want to get to everybody on this especially, but. Before we get there, I want to add to this the fact that somebody brought it up in the chat. It's lost in there now. But when I saw I'm Not a Believer do this today, the first thing that popped into my mind, and I know Garrison touched on it for a second, was Bryce Underwood. Listen, we are all, for the most part, Michigan fans. All right, Garrison's here, but other than that. Michigan fans and maybe some other people in the chat.
I'm a Western Michigan fan. By the way, we're going to the chip in hockey.
Yeah, no, that doesn't count. All right. We're all Michigan fans, bro. There is a distinct possibility that this could happen to Michigan. And bro, it wouldn't be far-fetched now. This guy has set a precedent. Just like Rashada set a precedent with what he did. Just like Bryce set a precedent with the number he got, right? A precedent has been set. Whether or not the fallout from this, what Tennessee does is very important now for Michigan and other teams. But all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, well, I'm watching wrestling, bro. First of all, the first WrestleMania has been dog shit so far. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
But it's fucking horrible. But it reminds me of what the Ultimate Warrior tried to pull on Vince. Mm-hmm. Like right before, I don't know if it was a WrestleMania or SummerSlam or something. He decided that he wanted more money. Like it was like, bro.
Well, I'll tell you what's an even better analogy to that is what Jeff Jarrett did to Vince, right? Like literally the night of the pay-per-view.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. Same type deal. But it's like, bro, what do you? I mean, I don't know. You would think that performance in the playoffs would have, like, you know, knocked all of that out of there. Like he would have had the chutzpah, the utter fucking temerity to do this after that performance. You think like, nah, bro, ain't no way, not him. Because I like Nico. I liked his high school tape out of California. But it's like, bro, come on, man, you can't stink it up in the playoffs like that, and then expect for us to take you seriously after that. And also, I saw a terrible dad joke on Twitter, though. Somebody said, it's in his name, I am a lever.
Yeah. Good. I like it.
That is terrible. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not pro this, and I definitely
this isn't the pros. He's going to lose.
Right ideas about this.
The school is just going to say, like, we don't need you. Like, we're going to take that money. We're going to turn around and spend it on a bunch of guys in the portal this year and put it around the next guy in line. Didn't they just get that Faison dude? That was supposed to be like a big top level recruit.
But we're assuming that's what they're going to do.
But what I'm saying though is that he's going to lose the fans. He's going to lose the team. He's going to lose his own teammates in the locker room. And on top of that, he's losing development, which is crucial right now if he's trying to make it to the NFL. And it's like I think it was Garrison or some maybe not Garrison. If I'm sorry if I'm attributing this to you, and if it's not, but I agree. I saw someone say this on Twitter, and I agree. I don't think any of these guys that are jumping around team to team are going to develop into anything or be anything in the pros. Because they're screwing themselves over long term for the short term bag.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in real quick. The thing about it is there's no rules. There's no real rules. So when you say like, yeah, your team is gonna be mad, but this is the thing. In the pros, dudes get mad at guys that hold out, but they understand. We're all trying to get paid. We got families we're trying to take care of.
It's different, Johnny. That's a job.
No, you gotta let me finish. You gotta let me finish. This ain't for play no more. This is just the other side of it. I'm not saying I agree, but I'm living in the real world. This is the other
105
side
guys
of it.
don't get paid.
Who?
105 guys don't get paid.
I didn't say they did, but if you understand, I can get this money. Dudes understand that. If your teammate is trying to get extra money, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying this is reality because there's no rules. If I can chokehold Tennessee for a couple more million, I'm about to choke y'all out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the other side of it that people have to realize. And they're not really amateurs anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're getting. And I'm not saying I like this, Garrison, but this is the reality.
I disagree that they're not amateurs.
No, but no.
They're really
first
not.
of all,
if you don't have a real, but Maize just said it, bro. If you don't have a real contract, like when you go, like we're all adults here. We've all had real jobs. We've all signed contracts, and on the and there's specific things on that contract that you have to abide by. Dude, I agree with John, because I actually agree with you, Johnny. Like, there's no rules. There are no rules. And that's why everyone wants to get mad at the NCAA. That is why the NCAA is in the position they're in, because of things like this. And honestly, there's part of me that's happy that the NCAA didn't do anything, because now you all see why you need them. But I'm sorry. What's going on, Maniac? I just saw you up here.
Yeah. First of all, good evening to everybody on the panel, man. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's having a good week. No, listen, I know I joined the party a little late. I could tell y'all talking about the Nico situation. And yeah, listen, man, I didn't hear no one else really speak. I know Kinetic, I caught like the end of it, but what Johnny was saying is spot on. You got to remember, right? Just look at this. First of all, Nico, he's a highly rated recruit, 5-star. If Tennessee don't pay him, another school will. It's desperation, bro. People will pay him. And so this is what I'm saying. And if it's the Wild Wild West, let's all just be real. I know dudes that were taking PPE loans during COVID, right? Taking advantage of the moment. This is what you do. You take advantage of the moment. These dudes had no businesses. These dudes played the corner all day. That's how you got to prove. But anyway, college football, this is what it's becoming. Again, it's true. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. But it's becoming the Wild Wild West. And if there's no structure to this, it's going to really get out of hand. And that's what we don't want. We do want the players to get paid. We all agree with that part, no doubt. But this, every year, well, you know what? I deserve 2 more million. And in fact, Kinetic, I think you made a point about, well, okay, that's cool. You know what? You didn't live up to last year. I'm going to take something away from that contract. You're not going to get paid the same. But
that's
are we
the flip side of it.
Do we want to get to that point? It's going to start being bidding wars, because you know what? Ohio State just called me. They forget the negotiations. They're going to pay us. We out of here. And that's what it's going to become.
But see, listen, there's like I mentioned it before, there's good faith and bad faith. And when you're dealing in bad faith, yeah, you can do it by the rules, but other people see it. And it's going to come back to haunt you in the long run. They're going to see that. They're not going to want you on their team if they see you like that. It's like what Kirby Smart said the other day, and I think people were up in arms about it. But he was saying, he was basically saying, I'm not going to recruit a whole bunch of those money first guys. And now everybody cares about the NIL to some point. But if his point was, if you've got a team full of money first guys, that's not a team.
Yeah,
that's not. And we saw that with Texas A&M a couple years ago.
Let me just ask real quick, Garrison, and then I'll let you quick. I give you an example, right? Let's say Jeremiah Smith. We know if he asks for $8 million at Ohio State, he's worth that.
You missed me.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, right? So you can't
go bye.
No, I'm not saying no, Garrison. I'm just speaking in general. I'm not saying you. I'm just speaking. Jeremiah Smith. You telling me Kinetic? He says he wants $8 million. Another school. There's gonna be a line from here to Mars ready to give Jeremiah Smith that money. They don't care if he's being a diva. They know why he could bring to the table. No,
You're
I'm
misunderstanding
not
what I'm
kinetic.
saying.
You're saying
Well,
that nobody's going to want these
I'm
players.
not saying he won't be able to find a team to take him. What I'm saying is two things. First, any team that he goes to that's getting guys like that, they're not going to win anything significant. But when you get past the college level to the pro level, they take note of that stuff. And they take note of your character, and that's going to affect your if you get drafted or not. It's going to affect how much trust the team puts in you on a professional level if they see you acting in bad faith.
Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all go. I want to get to this really quick. Shout out to GT. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says I tried to negotiate a larger dowry at the altar. It didn't go well. I can imagine. He also said, all I've ever asked is for a chance to prove that money cannot buy happiness. Shout out to GT. He's a freaking comedian.
This is the flip side, though. This is the flip side. Okay, because he redshirted his first year. Second year, he had an okay season. Okay,
no, he was average. He was
that's
average.
okay.
This was his second
season. Okay. It's right. It's average is just okay to me. It's not good. It's not bad. It's okay.
You cannot pay Johnny. He was not paid the amount to be okay. He was not.
I know he was. Hold on. Let me land my plane. Now you on my runway. Now you on my runway. Look, this is what I'm saying. Okay, look. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Let's say he decides to come back to Tennessee. The fans are mad. Everybody's mad. And the media and that boy come out and teammates mad. Teammates mad. And that boy come out and throw 45 touchdowns. You still mad?
He won't because that's not his skill set.
You can't say what he is going. I'm just saying. What if he was to do that? What if he was to do that? You still mad?
Bro, I'm not.
This is what I'm saying. The NFL ain't gonna be mad then.
If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. I'm not here to talk about ifs. I'm here to talk about what is right now.
No, but this is the point is somebody else will do it too. It's
Johnny,
not gonna matter when you put up numbers, and I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is,
I want to read this to you guys because this is important. This is important.
It is.
He threw 63.8% on completion percentage last year. Okay, 63.8. Only in 5 of those games did he pass over that. Those games were Chattanooga, North Carolina State, where he still threw 2 interceptions, Kentucky, UTEP, and Vanderbilt. Bro.
Hey, Vanderbilt was a tough team.
Bro, get out of here with that. Bro,
they were no Garrison this season. They were though. They were tough.
This dude, bro, like again, because I don't want to seem like I'm disagreeing with you guys on the fact that like I think
it's important to play the other side.
My problem is that there are no adults in the room. You like your parents because like let's take him out of it. The parents, you coming in here trying to force the program's hand when in all reality your son don't deserve it. Like I saw someone say, well, wait, maybe he looked at his team and saw that his team wasn't that good. Bro, I saw that dude against Ohio State. I saw that dude against some in the big games last year. He misses throws. Then let's talk about
the running back carried him.
Bro, Johnny, why is that?
I know he's not that good. I'm just saying.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick. Shout out to my guy Darbo on Twitter for reposting the live, and also shout out to Cleveland Mike. He works with with Garrison how many Tuesdays? Two Tuesdays a month.
Yep.
I mean, shout out to Johnny too.
Me and Mike will be
Maize
live.
on here treating Johnny like an afterthought.
Right.
Well, no, I said first of all I wasn't doing that, but
but also Garrison, what you saying is not wrong neither. What you saying is not. It's really, it's just two sides of this. It's just the doors keep opening, the doors get wider for these things to happen. And again, no, I get it. We get it. Nico,
Can you
go ahead.
imagine after 2023 if Kyle McCord tried to come to the table, bro? When Kyle McCord came to the table, him and his daddy, they came to the table to Ryan Day, and they said, we want these guarantees, that guarantees. You know what we said? Hit the deno. Bro, like, you can't like, bro. Could you imagine if this was a Ohio State situation and we did that, bro? Like we sat up there, like, bro. What if Davis Warren, like, bro? It's
No,
crazy.
don't say
And that's my point.
Please don't
He'll
say that.
find he'll find a place to land at, but it's going to be a situation like Syracuse where he might ball out. He's not going to win anything significant.
I think it's going
My biggest problem with him is you asking for more money. I'll give him a alibi last year because that was your first time, but you sat on the bench for 1 year and took all that money.
Right.
You redshirted a year.
Well, and
so
like
you got
people
a year to just practice. Give me a break. That's
people
that's
in the chatter. People in the chat are like, "Oh, well, why can't he go out and get what he's worth? He can, but when he agreed to come there and but my point is that when you negotiate an amount to come to play for them, then you follow that agreement through. If you expect the school to follow you through, like when Sluka at UNLV got mad that the school didn't follow through with everything they offered him or promised him, well, he went ahead and left. Well, if you come in and you want to be able to ask for more, but you don't want them to be able to say, well, we're going to pay you less. Like you come in and you make an agreement. You say, I agree to this amount. Then see that through. That's on your honor, man. Yeah, you can do this. Doesn't mean it's a good idea. You can drive a car with your feet if you want to. It doesn't mean it's a good idea just because you can. Like if you agree to something, follow through. Honor that agreement.
But let's be fair. Let's be fair. This is America. Nobody
they doing business. They ain't living like business.
But the flip side of that though is that if that's the case, if you can come in, outperform the expectation, and then demand more money, well, then if you underperform, then the school can take that money away.
I agree. I like that, Kinetic. I mean,
but I'd rather neither one can do that. And if we agree on something, we follow through on both sides.
Yes. It has to be a common ground at the same time. Okay, if you're going to do this, then we're going to do this too as well. It just can't be, I'm going to just do whatever I want. Because let's just say, Nico, if Nico says, yo, listen, Purdue giving me the money, Purdue going to pay that. You don't think Purdue going to take a quarterback like him, regardless of what he brings to the table as a player? It's just having a player like him. There was a highly touted prospect, a 5-star, one of the top recruits in his recruiting class. They going to take him now. Yeah, he going to go to Purdue and win 3 games, maybe 4, but it's pay for play, guys. We know that. And it's no structure. And hopefully we need to get to that point where there is, because this won't be the first nor the last. In fact, it might get uglier. So let's see.
I want y'all to be honest. Everybody here, be honest for a second. Last year, we know Michigan had a quarterback problem. All right?
Big time
quarterback problem. The coaches lied to us and or themselves. And we had a quarterback problem. Honest answer here.
Mm-hmm.
This happens last year. Nico says to Tennessee, yo, after what we've seen from him last year, competent quarterback play is what we saw. So let's say the previous year he had competent quarterback play.
He played as a redshirt freshman.
Exactly, right?
Or a freshman.
He played one game, the bowl game, and so it didn't burn his red shirt.
Well, I'm just
he's saying he played as a freshman
analogy, or for this case here. All right, he played the same year he had last year. He had the previous year. Let's just say that.
Oh wait, no, I'm getting him mixed up with someone else. My bad. Ignore what I just said.
Okay, and Michigan, knowing that they have a quarterback problem, right?
I'll take him.
Oh, exactly. That's the question.
I'll take him right now.
He goes to Tennessee, says, "Yo, I need more money." And Michigan is one of the teams that possibly could get him. Do you take him?
Do you remember when I first started coming on the show, Maize? Do you remember when I first started coming on the show, and when I wasn't convinced that Bryce was a team guy, the team first guy, and I thought he was just at the time I thought he was just a money first guy, bag chaser. Right? And did I want him?
No,
even with our QB. I'm just saying, even with our QB situation, that was my position at that time. So when I say right now that no, I would not take Nico because of this, I'm being consistent with my position.
The only thing that changed, if we're being fair, Kinetic, the only thing that changed is that he then flipped his commitment to Michigan.
Nope. What changed was that I saw more from him that convinced me that he wasn't only about the money. It wasn't just a money first person. And that's what I said when I came on and said it a week before he committed. I said that my mind had been changed on him for that reason.
Kinetic, but what wasn't Nico your man though? You was high on Nico.
Yeah, I absolutely was. And I'm not, but I'm not with this kind of behavior, man. If I make an agreement with somebody, I'm going to follow through. I keep my word.
Should we even be upset?
I keep to my word.
Let's ask that. Let me ask y'all that honestly. As a fan, should you even be upset?
I think you should. I think it's bad for college football.
If you a fan of the Tennessee, yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
I think I'm not a fan because it's bad for college football.
No, look, college football.
Yeah, we just gave a dude the bank.
Listen, college football. Once you was able to pay players, bro, college football is ruined. That's
there's
the bottom line.
A difference between what we gave Bryce, which was the initial agreement, and that Nico is now trying to renegotiate in bad faith. If Bryce came back next year or 2 years from now and tries to renegotiate in bad faith, I'm not with that.
Bro,
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Kinetic. Go ahead, Garrison. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, I think in the grand scheme of things, it is the same because we're giving boatloads of money to people who have not proven anything worth that type of money.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you make your initial agreement with somebody. If I come to you and I work out an agreement with you to for some service for an amount of money for an period of time, I'm going to keep my word on that. That initial agreement is different than me trying to hold you hostage the day before when you're kind of stuck with no option.
But this is the problem, Kinetic. Though you trying to go off the honor system.
Yeah,
that matters. You pay a contractor. You pay a contractor without a contract. Man, he was supposed to finish. Yeah, he. Guess what? He ain't coming back. He got your $5,000.
That's the difference for me. I don't need a contract to follow through on my promise.
But Kinetic,
that's why contracts exist, because most people won't honor it. This ain't the honor system. This ain't I'm your friend. This is I'm trying to get paid. I'm trying to get paid. I'm trying to change my family's life.
There's
I want an extra million. I might not make it to the pros, Garrison.
But see, the people that aren't like that are the people that don't keep around me.
My dad is the vice president of a business, and he's the vice president of business at a very large company.
So they don't use contracts?
No. My dad will tell you, in contracts and in business, there is still honor. You still have it's not like
hey, bro, come on, Garrison. Come on now.
Listen to this. There's a guy right now who's the president of the United States who has been sued how many times because of breach of contract? How many times?
On, bro.
Like, let's not do this.
Let's
not do this. Let's not do it.
Wait. You're taking one thing and generalizing it. I'm
taking the leader of the free world.
But that's not the leader in business. So what I'm saying to you is this.
According to the people who went and voted, that's what they voted for him. Majority of them.
Let's not bring.
And how many contracts does he do, Garrison?
No. I'm not talking about you per se. I'm talking about the people who.
What I'm saying is this.
I'm talking about the people who voted
contracts, Garrison.
This is why they did it. All right, I don't want to go political here, but I just wanted to bring that up. That this whole honor system is broken, obviously, right?
Contracts exist for a reason to hold people accountable.
Do people have if there's no contract, does somebody have the option and the right to go to change their mind and act in bad faith? Absolutely, you have the right to do that. But in response, I have the right to say, you know what, that's somebody I don't want around me, whether it's personal or professional.
That's fine.
Absolutely,
and that's fine.
And have we seen coaches do it? Have we seen coaches do it in college football? Just leave a program and go for another. So that's it. If we got to keep the same energy across the board. If you're gonna do it for the players, then you got no. I'm not saying you guys. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general.
But see,
right? Like coaches the same. Man. But that's no different. One knows. But coaches know it's not different because it's opportunity. No. It's called guys. It's called opportunity.
Okay,
why are you leaving one school? Because the opportunity is better.
Okay,
that's why they leaving.
It's different. It's different.
Jimbo didn't leave to Texas A&M because he was going to get a massage every day.
But here's the difference. Here's the difference. Here's the difference.
Chip Kelly just dipped on USCLA.
Here's the difference, though.
He doesn't have a W-2. Nico does not have that. It's completely different.
So what?
It's different. It's different because the coaches that leave to go to another school,
it's different.
The coach doesn't have.
I'm trying to tell y'all how it's different, but
all right, how is different, Kinetic? How is different?
Because the player got the power. See, before a coach could be there,
it has nothing to do with who has the power.
I'm going to Oklahoma. Guess what? I'm going to go to USC. All those players you recruited, they came because of you, coach.
All right. The difference is because the coach, when he makes his initial agreement, is signing a contract that in that contract is included buyout clauses that both sides agree to at that time. When these players come to the schools with that initial agreement, they're agreeing to come to play for that school for X number of years for Y number of money.
There
is no pre-negotiated agreement. Hold on, let me finish. There is no pre-negotiated agreement clause in that agreement for them to renegotiate or to say, you know what, I'm not good with this deal anymore.
What about the players you made promises to that you told to come
recruited?
If the school's dealing in bad faith, then I feel the same way.
Here we go. Now, don't move the goalposts.
I'm not moving the goalposts. I'm saying either side. If either side deals in bad faith, I have the same opinion.
All right. Nico wants money.
One person can speak. Hold on.
His team is against him.
Johnny, what promise did Tennessee break? Tell me. You just said they didn't keep the promise. So right now,
we're talking.
Right now, this airwave, tell me what promise Tennessee broke.
What part of the initial agreement they made did Tennessee break?
For something else. I said when a coach leaves this player.
But it's different. It's not the same thing. That's apples and oranges.
Yes, it is.
He's gonna be there. That's what I'm talking about.
When you in the initial agreement, when both sides agree on out clauses.
Hold on, bro. How do we know that the players haven't signed such deals though? Are those public?
Yeah, I feel like we all
because they don't have the contract
numbers, bro. I kind of I feel like it could be a Scottie Pippen situation where you outplay your deal.
Keoki just said it. Keoki said it in the chat. Michigan has contracts. He said it in the chat, Keoki.
Right.
Right, but I'm pretty sure in the contract there's not a clause where, hey, if you decide you want more money, just don't show up to practice and try to hold us hostage.
No. Now you're being purposefully like, come on, bro. In the pros, they don't say that. In the pros, the contract doesn't say if you don't like your money, then just hold it out. But they do it.
Well, no, they do say that because that's in the CBA. When a player holds out in the NFL, it's under the terms negotiated in the CBA.
So, no, it's not because they get fined. That's
part of the collective bargaining agreement.
All right, hold on. So what I'm saying is in the contract, it says if you don't like your money, hold out.
Yes, and then it says if the player holds out, this is what the team can do. Yes. That's in the collective bargaining agreement.
Can I give you an example, bro? So remember last the bowl season with Cam Ward playing one half in the bowl game, right? I remember the conversations around that were, okay, well, like if you sign an NIL deal with a company, right, and you go out there and play the half, do I have to give you the whole money when you didn't hold up the end of the bargain? That's what I'm saying. But I get the overall sentiment about contracts, but these contracts that the coaches and these players are doing are different. They are not the same. And again, the overall thing for me is that I don't even think this is just about money. He says he misses home. I bet you he does. Like, people said down there he doesn't. Honestly, they say he doesn't like Knoxville.
So what do you think he's using it for leverage against USC?
I think
to get USC to pay more.
And he's using this as leverage to go somewhere else. I don't think he wants to be in Knoxville. My biggest problem with this, outside of more than just the whole money thing and what I think this does to the sport, when you're talking about Nico, Rashada, and Bryce. My biggest thing is, dude, if you wanted to leave, you could have just left instead of making this a circus.
Right, and that's the thing is doing it in bad faith. Like if he wants to go back home, and he wants to enter the transfer portal, there's a way to do it that doesn't do it in bad faith like this and punish the team.
With honor.
Right. There's no honor in nothing. Bro, there's no honor in this. No.
There is honor. There's nothing that forces someone to have honor, but it's still a choice.
Bro, you're talking in exacts. Like you keep saying nothing. There's no such thing as nothing in everything. Well,
there is nothing, man. It comes. There's a little bit of it.
Listen, out here,
so hold on. So players weren't getting paid before NIL.
That's not the conversation.
Yeah, but I'm trying to make a point. Just trying to make a point that it's just dirty. Why you acting like, oh my God, this guy, look at him. It ain't been doing dirty shit in this sport. And it will continue. We don't have to agree with it. We're not saying Garrison. I'm not saying we agree with it. But y'all making it look like this guy, he burned down the whole city. Bro, whether he wants to abide by it or not, that's him and Tennessee's problem. They want to let him go. He goes. He wants to make more money. Let him. This is free will.
Can I answer your question?
But that doesn't mean that he's free from critique of it if he acts in bad faith.
Not. No, I didn't say he was. I never said he was. I'm just saying we can't sit here. He won't be the last. And mind you, there's probably been more players, but it just haven't gone public. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm pretty sure, but schools is able to say, "Yo, we got you."
Just because there's nothing forcing you to be honorable and have integrity doesn't mean you shouldn't have it.
I know that, but it's just nice. It comes with the sport. Is it, Johnny? Is this sport clean, Johnny?
I made a video about that the other day, talking about Ohio State everybody. And dirt came out like it was going crazy.
What? Can I hold you guys' feet to the fire?
Go ahead.
So, you guys are sitting here. I'm not going to say you guys.
Right.
Like a few of you are saying there's no honor in it, there's no integrity and all that, right?
There's not much, bro.
That doesn't mean there shouldn't be.
I have lived in the state of Michigan my whole life. And I hear this on a consistent basis from your fan base. We talk, and I am the one to tell you, Ohio State. You asked me, Maniac, were people getting paid before this? Yes, I'm the first one to tell you, bro. I'm a Buckeye fan. When it comes to that, like I know that my program is dirty at times. I know what my
everybody's dirty.
But in my M3, please be honest when I say this, bro. Please have Michigan fans for the better part of whenever gone on a basis of having more honor and integrity than everyone else? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
I don't want to hear it from you guys then. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear there's
no honor in anything. I'm going to say it because I got videos saying it. I say that every time. I just made some videos last week about this.
You're fighting something that you know I'm right about because there's evidence of it. Bro,
I'm saying myself.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Black Cat, please.
I can't speak for every Michigan fan.
But I say on the honor thing, I would say yes, Michigan does do that a lot. But I also will say Notre Dame does that a lot as well. And I'm from South Bend, so I know that.
Say the same for them, bro. But I would say the same for them. But everyone, but it's like my best friend and co-host Bryce. His dad went to the university. He calls himself a Michigan man. He prides himself on he hates NIL and all that. And I'm sitting here telling you, bro, I've literally you can't say there's no honor in this when I can literally point to a fan base that says, dude, we have more honor and integrity than the rest of you.
I don't care what those people say.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's not, you can't. The same thing. Listen. But we talking Garrison. We just speaking in general. We know what it is.
Bro,
at the end of the day.
People that actually have degrees from the university. They talk about integrity and honor. That is what a Michigan man is.
Yep. So, but listen, if that's the creed, if that's
congressmen that are doing grimy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the president.
If that's the creed, But Garrison, hold on.
What are we talking about
Listen,
then?
you making it. Hold on. Now you making it. Now you making it a Michigan thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because then I'm gonna start flaming your school. I came in here in peace.
No, Maniac.
Yes, you are. You mentioned in Michigan or the Michigan man thing, the pride guys with degrees. I don't give a fuck if they got 20 degrees from Michigan. We're talking football here. And I'm just telling you, college football is just dirty in general. That's it. It doesn't matter which college, which university. It's dirty. No one is clean. That's the bottom line. Everybody got white on their nose. Everybody. So
that doesn't mean that we shouldn't want our players to live up to it.
Well, hold on,
to
Kinetic. See, this is the thing. Kinetic, it's true. Like, you got to remember that.
I want to live in this world that Kinetic lives in. Honestly, I do. Butterflies, roses, people looking you in the eye, shaking your hand while telling you the truth.
These are truth.
Listen,
you got it.
That's how I try to live my life, and I hope that the people around me do that back to me. And if they don't, then I just say, you know what? Peace to you. I don't want you in my life.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I can concur with that. Hold on, though, real quick. Because we have beat this topic now into the ground. I came on here with a bunch of topics. You look at my banners, I got a bunch of things to talk about.
He's like, I want to use these other banners.
And we've been on this joint for a minute. Here's the bottom line. At the end of the day, fans feel
Nico's ass. I'm sorry.
Listen, there are strong feelings on this, obviously. I as a fan sit in this place like this. Like when the whole Bryce thing came out, when the numbers were being thrown around, I didn't care. You know why? Because it wasn't my money. So as a fan, I was like, yo, pay Bryce $30 million. I don't give a shit, because as long as I'm not having to pay the $30 million, some rich person or rich entities or multiple rich people are paying the money. So allow them to do it. All right. If they want to spend their money on Bryce or on I Am Not a Believer or on Rashada, then let them, because at the end of the day, it's no skin off your back, right? You still gonna get up and go to work and earn what you earn, and these people are gonna overpay maybe, or pay what they want to pay for talented players or less talented players, whatever it is. At the end of the day, as fans, we really shouldn't care on that level, though, because what you eat don't make me shit. That's a real thing. Right?
M3. All right, so you're not wrong with what you're saying. For me, I can be honest right now and tell you, like, part of me is coming from it as a college football player, and and as someone that's been in that locker room. And like I remember, we had a guy on my team, AC, dog, straight dog, and even at the D2 level, AC got perks back in 2012. But I didn't have to worry about my guy not being a good teammate. I didn't have to worry about him doing something out of bad faith, whether it be outside of the field or on the field.
Right.
My thing, and you are completely right when you say it ain't coming out of our pocket.
Right.
Well, for me, what it comes down to, because I love this sport more than I love my own team, and at the end, and I'm for NIL. My problem becomes when you start, like, bro, this was my, like, when it comes to NIL, this was my biggest fear. Something like this happened. Bro, we are talking about someone sitting out of practice, not going to class, blocked all of his coaches before the spring game. Bro, that, like, now we're talking about your character. And the thing is that now that you're getting paid like this, y'all not safe. I can talk about you the way I talk about I can talk about you the way I talk about Cowboys. I'm gonna talk about you the same way I talk about Dak Prescott. 100%. That's why, for me, I'm like, dude, like, it's nasty work. Even though you are not wrong about it ain't coming out of our pocket.
And what you are saying isn't wrong, because his teammates can fill away, right? His coaches can fill away.
Put hands and feet on him, bro.
Bro, again, the people that are in the trenches that depend on him to do a job so that the team can have success and that they can even individually have success, right? Because wide receivers play a very dependent position, right? So those people absolutely can and probably should even feel away. I'm saying the fans at Tennessee, right? Unless, now here's where they can feel away. Unless this wrecks the team in some way, unless he doesn't come back, right? And or whatever, if it happens that way and now their program is in the dumps or whatever, they got to deal with a losing season. They can then feel away then, but don't feel away about a young man deciding for himself what he thinks he's worth. Now, he could be wrong, right? But he's only wrong, by the way, if nobody's willing to meet the price. So otherwise, he's 100% right.
So I think there's a little bit of a disconnect here. I'm not mad at him for trying to get what he's worth and making the decision to even want to leave Tennessee and go elsewhere. I'm upset with him with the way that he's doing it, because the way he's doing it, in my opinion, is in bad faith. If you want to leave, if you want to go back to California, do it. But there's a way to do it, to not do it like this.
Yeah, but this is why it's what we've what college football has become, guys. You got to accept reality, man, and this is what it is. I'm telling you, we don't have to agree with it. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not agreeing, but this is the truth. We seen it in our face right now. You think Nico's gonna be the only one? Come on. But anyway, let's move along.
Trying to get that bread. If I get that bread,
wait. My question: if Bryce does this next year, what do you say?
Bye. He got to go.
I don't like it,
bro. First of all, so this is what I'm saying. If Bryce does this next year, well, obviously we got to see if he doesn't play a snap and does this next year, then that's something different. If he plays football and is the person we think he is, guess what I'm gonna say? Pay him his money.
I'm asking. No, I'm asking. What if he's not? If it's not like he plays like Nico and it's not like it's average play.
Right. Nico got them to the playoffs, though.
Yeah. Then the university has a choice to make.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, Garrison, but on paper he got them to the playoffs. Yeah, he might have rolled.
I went through his stats, bro. They were trash.
No, I know what you're saying.
Dylan Sampson got them to the playoffs.
Listen. He played in the mighty SEC, and I'm saying that.
Let me do this, man. GT, shout out to GT. He said, "I heard the Michigan State has a $5.50 left in their NIL fund. Should they be investigated for embezzlement, or did they blow it on the long snapper? Don't they have a 5-star long snapper? Is that what it?
5-star long snapper. And that one MSU account on Twitter, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but y'all know the one I'm talking about. When they got that, they tweeted something like Michigan State 5 stars 1, Michigan 5 stars 0. Yeah, like the 5-star long snapper actually mattered.
Hey, you gotta love it. Nick Marsh could be anywhere.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Big time.
Listen, Nick Marsh can be anywhere else, but he's still in East Lansing, so there is something to be said for his loyalty.
I think that's where all the NFL money went.
Yeah, he was going to transfer. Money. He was going to transfer, and they paid him to stay.
I mean, look, hey, take every
and they should have.
They should have. You deserve it.
Absolutely.
They definitely
You're the only
should've.
one that deserves it.
All right, man, we moving on, bro, because we just beat this into the ground. I only plan. By the way,
I appreciate that conversation with you guys.
No, that was excellent, man. That was good. We had a decent conversation.
Richie,
it got heated. Richie, by the way, was bringing up some great points. By the way, shout out to Richie. No, I'm giving it to him. Richie said he would take "I Am Not a Believer" today for the Buckeyes, which leads to our point.
Yeah,
what's going on with the quarterbacks in Columbus?
When this whole thing broke about Nico a day or two ago,
right?
I think I was watching Menace to Sports, and the first thing they said was Nico to OSU.
Bro, they saying Nico to OSU. They're saying my guy in Penn State to OSU. They need anybody at this point to play quarterback.
You mean
what's going on? Drew Allard. Drew Allard to OSU.
You can't want that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
How messed up would that be if Drew Allard left after his backup left because he stayed?
Yeah, you need a madman. You need to post your interview with Drew Allard. Phenomenal interview.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna repost that interview with Drew Allard. One of a kind. Drew didn't have much to say but his face said
what did you do? I have to see this now.
This is what I would say about Ohio State's quarterback situation. I'm not gonna, even if in the spring game they don't ball out. For trolling purposes, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, but I have to see it when they play against other teams, right? Because remember, we were fooled last year. How many times you said it, man? Oh, Michigan, OG, and oh man, that was atrocious. So not if F around, oh my God, Ohio State quarterbacks are bad. Lincoln Kingholtz, oh my God, he's your starter. He threw for 350 against Texas, 3 touchdowns. We like, yo, what happened? And that's a possibility. Anybody say no, then you don't know college football because it's an unknown sport. And them guys are talented. They just probably not good players practicing. Some of them are not great practicing. But as long as they know the playbook, right? They know who to get the ball. So remember, Ohio State offensively is a juggernaut, right? So it's not like you have to do a lot as a quarterback there, right? They do gonna ask you to throw a lot, but now this is where that pressure is gonna come for your man. What's the Heartline? Because you see someone like Chip Kelly now, he's a mastermind. He's very experienced. He say, okay, I can mold these young guys. I'm going to figure it out what they do best, and we're going to take it from there. Not saying Heartline can't do that, but I'm not expecting it in his first year. So we're going to see. I'm not going to cook them. I'm not going to say that's good for them. I'm going to wait till week 1 against Texas. Then I will make my assessment after that game.
No doubt. We are moving on. We are moving on.
I just want to point out something that's going to be interesting. Right. If Nico is leaving, you have to believe if Tennessee's willing to let him leave, that they already have an idea of who they're going to bring in instead. It's going to be interesting to see who transfers to Tennessee. I don't think they have
anybody to bring. I don't think they do. That's why he's got the leverage.
We got to move on. We can't talk about. I don't want to hear Nico's name ever again. All right. Here we go. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jack Sawyer.
What's happening here?
Jack Sawyer had this to say. God. He says, quote, I don't care what the score is at the end of the day. We're still better than them in every statistical category. Here's the beauty of this.
That quote is the perfect embodiment of why we call Ohio State soft.
Don't get Johnny started on Sawyer. Don't get Johnny started on Sawyer.
That's an ESPN.
He's just trying to cope about not having any gold pants.
M3.
ESPN.
Hold on. I thought that Tony Reale was stat boy. What's happening here? We're better than them in every statistical category.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. The beauty of this is we have right here with us, who's probably looking up this quote, which is fine.
I'm not. I'm taking your word for it.
No. But it's okay.
You have honor and integrity, M3.
Thank you. Thank you, kind sir. Here's the thing. How is it that anyone, and I'm talking about anyone who's played sports, period, it doesn't even matter the sport, it could be tennis, all right? How doesn't the final score matter, bro? If the final score determines wins and losses, that matters the most. Not what you did necessarily in the game to get to that point. Especially statistically, but the final score determines the outcome in terms of who goes into the record books with a W next to their name and who goes in with an L next to their name. Please, let's talk about it.
Y'all remember that Super Bowl between the Saints and the Colts, right?
Yeah,
I remember it.
You know the Colts outdid them stat-wise. Who won the game?
Exactly. Pick six.
Who that? Who that?
Get him out of here. All I remember is the plays from the winning team of that game, by the way. And I was a Peyton Manning fan. I remember the pick. I remember the onside kick after halftime. That's what I remember from that game, by the way.
I played it. Yeah, John. Yeah. Actually, Garrison, you a Buckeye. What you think about that? That's a player, from your team regarding that quote. What you have to say about that?
Yeah, what you got to say?
I don't like that quote. There's no reason to give that quote. Even I like excluding 21, 22, and 23. Yeah, like we were a better team last year, but you didn't win. So it doesn't. And the thing is, like, the reason I hate that Jack made that quote is because, like, I get that, you know, it's everyone, it's cool to make, like, it's funny to make fun of him because of after the game was the game I'm doing field, bro. Like, I get that, but
it's hilarious.
Jack's not the reason. Jack's not the reason we lost that game. Jack played his ass off in that game. Jack stopped. I mean, at that point, you guys could have got a touchdown. It would have been like the way that we were playing football on offense, and the way that you guys like that you guys scoring a touchdown there probably could have ended the game earlier based off how we were playing on offense. So I that's why I hate.
What about the Khalil Mullins run?
Yeah,
you know, it's football. People break tackles. Like,
no. And how about Bredesen pancaking them? That pictures all over the internet. Look, I wouldn't say he didn't ball in that game. He made one good play. And he had no sacks. He had no sacks.
Johnny.
Evan Link.
Hey, are we about to be the Bucket Boys?
The Bucket Boys. I like that.
I might be coaching. I might go and be coaching.
Bucket Boys. That's a podcast. The Bucket Boys podcast coming to you soon.
No, Maniac. I mean, Maniac, you're free to have that opinion, bro. But but
it's the truth, Garrison.
Well, the reason I say you're free to have that, the reason I don't believe it is because the defense didn't play bad that day. They played really good. So for me,
the defense, yes.
I just don't like the quote out of him because you don't have to give that quote. And bro, you lost. You lost. I don't care. Yes, you were the best. Like, again, 21, 22, 23 excluded because I'm always going to tell people just because you have more talent does not mean you are a better team. Last year, I do believe we won the national championship. I do believe we're a better team. But, bro, you lost. You lost.
All right. First of all, I want you to stop saying we were a better team. All right.
We won the national championship.
The 8-5 Michigan Wolverines. Let me went in to that vile, disgusting cesspool of a stadium in Columbus. Yep. They went in with the Make-A-Wish quarterback, who, by the way, gifted you, man. You said he played his ass off. He was handed a football. That was a gift from.
Do you remember what Jack Sawyer did on that play? He dipped in.
I saw it. That was good. That was good.
Bro, we all know.
Hold on, Garrison. Hold on. Even with that, let's be honest. A better throw, that's still a touchdown.
Easy touchdown. Easy.
All right. I don't want to get lost on that. But
I agree. Bro, that's why I said that was very big play because
it was a huge play.
It was.
It did feel like
the game earlier.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The moment right up until fucking Warren threw that ball right to Jack Sawyer, right up until then, I was like, oh, yo, this is it. We are about to do the thing right now, because it did, like you said, it did feel like if we scored that touchdown, for all intents and purposes, the way that your offense was playing, the way that our defense was playing, the game was pretty much over at that point. But we didn't, luckily for Davis Warren, because boy, would he have not liked what I would have said the next day had we lost that game, or in the immediate reaction, because we did an immediate reaction to that game. Mm-hmm. But luckily for him, Khalil Mullins ran over your boy, ran through your boy.
I gotta text it to you. I can't put this in the private chat. Hold up.
Oh Lord. All right, cool.
But look, this is the thing with Jack, and this is what all those dudes that were on those last 4 teams, even CJ Stroud in the NFL, they're gonna have to deal with the fact that they didn't beat Michigan, because it's not just a when you're in college thing, it's a for the rest of your life type thing.
And that's both the tragedy and the triumph of college football, is that
you
don't have you have a limited time.
Look who just joined. Business is picked up, ladies and gentlemen. Go Blue!
Hey, it's the boy Frankie,
Michigan shit, man.
Phil, I just texted you. Look at it.
Hey, let me break something down to y'all. Nico out here trying to get that cartel bag.
Oh,
You
we are
feel
not
me?
doing this.
Okay,
Well,
my bad.
hey,
Yo,
you are too late for Nico talk,
Hey,
Marmar.
hey, hey, listen, I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? My bad. Hey,
Yeah.
listen.
if we'd have
Yo,
lost
What
that
up,
game,
though? What up?
Garrison, this
Hey,
would
what
have
up,
been
though,
said.
everybody? My bad.
I'm evil, bro.
Bro. Hey, don't even. We're not even gonna do that, M3. We're not gonna think about that because I'm feeling the same way you feeling. Because I was crestfallen when that happened. I was like, "Oh no!"
No, he didn't. No, he
I
didn't. He didn't
couldn't
do that.
believe it.
Real
Right.
dude.
He pressed the wrong button on the PlayStation. What the fuck was that?
Crazy, bro. This thing he
He
did,
was
yo.
trying to press triangle.
He
He
was
pressed X. What
trying. Yo,
happened?
nasty
Hey,
work,
Johnny,
bro.
it looked like you was out there on the Everglades with that hat on.
I've been coaching. Boy, I'm on the team. I'm coaching
Hey,
now.
facts, facts,
This is down
facts.
south coaching hats, boy.
Hey,
I
bro, you just
good. I
what y'all
like
don't
that.
know is
Hey,
we the new bucket boys, right? It's
Okay,
myself, Johnny,
the bucket boys. You feel me?
Maniac.
Bucket boys.
Well, we got
Hey,
a
Nico.
Puerto Rican
Hey,
too.
hey, Nico about to be the new bucket boy too.
That was good.
Yo,
About to
That was
have
good.
buckets and pound of buckets.
hell yeah. Yo. All right. So we
Oh,
got
but
past that.
Phil, let me be very clear though. As a fan,
Yeah.
because I'm not a player,
Let me
because
hit that, baby.
like they gotta live with this as a fan.
Hey, did you mute
Believe
him?
me,
Nah,
believe me.
he just wasn't saying it.
Somebody else came up. I just heard it. Oh, my guy Lich Max is here. What's good, Lich?
What's up, Lynch?
Oh,
Hello,
I thought you
everybody.
said something else.
What up, though?
So I heard somebody tried saying that Ohio State was better.
Yeah, Jack Sawyer said that.
Oh yeah, it's a 13-10, no quarterback. Yeah, Ohio State's better.
What were Jack Sawyer's cumulative stats against Michigan during his college career?
Ooh,
A little.
A little.
A little.
Let's see if Brock.
0-3 is the one I remember most.
0-4.
1-4.
You're right. 0-4.
No, I'm not talking about the win loss. I'm talking about like
No,
in-game
he got
stats.
he gets the same record as Mike Cart, Chad Henne, and Jake Long.
Hey, we about to mute your mic.
Hey, so I seen a little bit of what you was talking about with the Jack Sawyer little thing. What he say though? I was
Something
listening. I
stupid.
wasn't watching.
He said something stupid. He said, "Yeah, can you put it back up."
Yeah. We'll put it back up. Hold on.
Something he shouldn't have said.
He definitely shouldn't have done this.
You know, like when you about to say something stupid and your mom stops you real quick. His mom should have stopped.
Right. I don't care what the score is. At
so-
the end of the day, we're still better than them in every statistical category.
Oh yeah.
Jack Sawyer on the rivalry with Michigan.
Yeah. Hey, can I just say something real quick? That real booger sugar is full effect, ain't it?
So according to Grok, Jack Sawyer's career total against Michigan in 4 games was 15 tackles.
Well, you can't say 4
3
games.
3.5 tackles for loss. No, it has it listed out game by game. But the totals are 15 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 interception, 0-4. Other notable play involved in a post-game altercation in 2024. But it does show that he did play. He did play in 2021, 22, 23, and 24.
Not the AI roasting.
That's crazy, bro.
That's funny.
Shout out to GT who says his sources tell him that Jack Sawyer will play for the 49ers for minimum wage if they draft him and give him a pair of gold pants.
It's the only way he's getting them.
Shout out to GT.
Hey, the only job he gonna have, the only job he gonna have in California is now.
He can go to San Francisco and get Bosa to loan him some.
No, but
there you go.
Honestly, like, the way I feel about Jack Sawyer and JTT, I think they're gonna be this like kind of like Rashawn Gary, where like Rashawn Gary, in college he wasn't. Well, let's be honest, he didn't play up to his potential. Part of that was also because Buddy was trying to take the hardest classes he could. But But I mean, no. And in the NFL, we all know what Rashawn Gary is.
Right.
Okay, but here's the difference though. Rashawn Gary's been a what how many years starter in the NFL? I doubt either one of them is a long-term starter in the NFL.
I think when Sawyer gets drafted, I think depending on the team he goes to, he's going to be benched for at least the first 2 years.
And listen, no, I think if they're going to get starting opportunities, it's going to be in the first 2 to 3 years, and then if they don't seize that opportunity and like take a job, I think they're going to be rotational depth players for the career. I'm not saying they won't have a long career.
JTT's he's gonna be good, bro. Like he's too athletic.
But listen. This is my opinion based on what I've seen on draft analysts. If I'm wrong, I'll come on here and say, hey, I was wrong about them. I'm not trying to hate on them for being Ohio State.
Did you think Rashawn Gary was going to be a good pro?
Based on the draft analysts, yes.
Why?
Again, just going off of what they were saying, they were projecting him to be a long-term starter in the NFL. But this isn't me hating on him.
Did you think Maize was?
Well, hold on. This isn't me hating on them for playing at Ohio State. This is 100% on the draft analysis. As far as Maize Garrison, I can't comment on that because that was during the time I was down for my surgeries and I wasn't able to really pay attention to college football for a few years.
Well, let me tell you what, as a Cowboys fan, I'm pissed off. Him, Taco Charlton,
Dak Prescott.
Like I did get to meet Maize and Taco Charlton, but I really didn't get to watch them that many years.
Now you had Jordan Lewis though. Jordan Lewis balled out for y'all.
Yeah.
He's probably your best secondary player over the last.
Schoonmaker's not too bad as a tight end too. Come on now.
I mean, that's also a fantastic name too, Schoonmaker.
Hey, bro, when we drafted him, I said, "Oh, we got a Michigan tight end." All right.
Yeah, the disrespect.
Y'all got a Michigan pipeline to Dallas.
Anyway, man, I was supposed to be talking about the quarterback battle that is happening in spring camp. Apparently, it's real. All the sources have said that both of these guys are dropping dimes in spring ball. What's your thoughts on that?
I just want to say one thing on this, and I'm going to shut up about it. I cannot stand that I've been watching other fans' podcasts. They're painting this as if this is a battle because Bryce isn't living up to the hype. That's the complete opposite of what we're hearing. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with Bryce not being as good as we thought he was going to be, and everything to do with Jadyn is performing at a level higher than what we expected.
By the way, I want to point out,
but every rival podcast is talking about Bryce is not as good as we thought he was.
Hey, Johnny, who am I?
Yo, you're so disrespectful.
Worst bro. Terrible throwing form. Bro.
He's got a elongated throwing motion.
It's gotten better. It's gotten better.
Bro, tell him he'll get Bryce on his water bottle, bro.
You're so disrespectful.
You know, you think you'd be rooting for Jadyn to win because then that would give your team a better chance at winning. If Bryce is the starter, you guys have no chance.
But let me ask Garrison as a rival's podcaster.
No,
do you believe this is because Bryce is not as good as we thought, or because Jadyn is outperforming the expectations?
No, I've seen. Listen, at the end of the day, bro, I'm a Buckeye fan, but I'm from the state of Michigan. Like I like Michigan high school athletics. I call high school games. I've seen Bryce play live twice. So and at the end of the day, I am not someone who hopes for someone to fail. I don't want this young man to fail. I have said before, and a bunch of Ohio State fans get like in our group chat, they call me the Bryce Underwood truth. That's what they're calling me right now. And it's because I have said the only way you fail with Bryce Underwood is coaching. It is completely impossible. If you fail, it's on your coaches. So
no doubt.
Tim got. Can I add to that?
Hold on, Marmar, because Tim got something to say about Jack Sawyer. Go ahead, Tim.
I'm hearing that at one point they wanted him to be teammates with Hutchinson at one point.
Oh yeah, the Lion.
Yeah.
Which about these other schools? They're saying that these other schools, they're saying that Bryce ain't ain't living up to
The
the standard. They probably the jealous that on three they're not ranked they're 5-star the freshman a 100 rating. They probably they probably just jealous that Bryce ain't their quarterback. So they just want to be talking negative because they don't have a generational quarterback,
exactly, Tim. That's a
a
fact.
historical one.
That's a fact.
Are you guys Duke fans?
Hell
Maniac
no.
is, but
Okay.
Marmar is.
I'm a Duke
isn't
fan.
Maniac
Let's
a Duke
go.
fan in
Marmar, can I
basketball?
read something to you real quick from Coach K? This is from Coach K, okay? So Coach K was talking to Ryan Day. And he said Coach K was asking Ryan Day about Michigan. And Coach K said, when fans want to talk about how their team beat you, you ask them, did you hang a banner? Because that's what we're doing. How do you feel about Marmar? How do you feel about Coach K saying that?
I mean, what am I supposed to say? Okay, Coach, hey, he could be wrong too. Shit.
Nah, but bro, why Coach K got to teach Ryan Day how to trash talk?
He the GOAT? He the GOAT?
He
I
should
don't
already
like
know
it,
how to
bro.
trash talk.
Well, that's
Right.
But
because
hey,
Ryan Day's a nice guy.
Nice guy. He wants to fight an octogenarian because he said mean words.
Yeah.
That's not a nice
He's
guy.
also the same guy that pours millions into mental health institutions. So no, he's just a nice guy.
Nice guys don't want to fight octogenarians because they get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, Johnny, I do love the state of Michigan. I do. I
right.
I do love.
All right. So look, shout out to GT who says hashtag in Herb Street we trust. No quarterback battle. That's a big fact.
Hey,
I just wanted to make something about real quick. I just wanted to say something about that Jadyn Davis performance. Maybe it could be Bryce Underwood is elevating the level of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, giving Jadyn Davis that motivation
iron
too.
sharpens iron. Yeah, they make each other better.
Yeah, to make him better. You know what I'm saying? So
But
Bryce is making him better, and then Jadyn Davis making Bryce better.
hey, I just want to bring something up. Hey, I just want to bring something up real quick. If Michigan is up in like the last 30 seconds of the game this year in Ann Arbor over Ohio State, do you think that Sharon is petty enough to put Jace Herbstreit in against Ohio State for the last 30 seconds?
Not this year.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Not this
Kind
year.
of stallions.
That'll be that bow and arrow again.
Can I ask you gentlemen a question?
Perhaps.
Answer this.
It depends which of us you mean by gentlemen.
Does part of you is part of you cautious? Because I saw it from some Michigan fans. Is part of you cautious based on all the lies you were told from the previous season?
No.
Well, that's what I was trying to say.
I'm not.
All my sources are
wait till
not
the
from coaches.
Wow.
Yeah. This year, so the difference between last year and this year, you heard it from coaches, but you hearing it from the players. I mean, every player that's coming to talk, you hearing it from the players. So I'd rather hear it from the players because them the guys that's gonna be on the field getting the job done.
Little Samaj,
So,
the quarterbacks were throwing dimes last year too.
but like I said, it's not just Samaj talking; it's everybody talking.
Don't refer to him as Lil Samaj.
Who little? He looked like my seventh
Yeah,
grade.
stop being a hater, bro.
Hey,
right now it's looking like you're still smart from the mean words.
He went to a private school.
Hey, this is like Ryan Day trying to fight Lou Holtz because he got his feelings hurt. You still mad about that thing he said in the locker room?
Had a real good marriage.
Yeah,
oh my God!
Hey, you still mad about his little post game interview. That's all it is.
I'm mad that he can't score. I'm mad that he hasn't really done anything.
Yeah, so you did go to Cranbrook.
Yes. Hey, that's why I don't act hard like he does.
I mean, you are the Jordan Baker of the podcast.
You went to private school, Garrison?
Yeah, South Christian.
Why do you think he's called Jordan Baker?
Oh, you a sailor?
Jordan Baker went to a public school though.
I'm a Viking.
I thought that was a private school.
No, it was just
yeah,
it was just
you know what I'm talking about, Garrison.
It was a public school.
Because they had donors and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that boy's from West Bloomfield. His parents got money.
Hey, I think West Bloomfield be recruiting at this point though. I don't think they just getting all. I don't think all the boys got money. I think some of the boys stay on the east side.
Kurt Walters.
So to answer Garrison's question, I think this year we have a lot more to go on than we did last year. Last year, like most people said up here, we were only hearing it from most of the coaches and like maybe a handful of players. But this year we're hearing it from everybody. Like we're hearing from everybody how good Bryce Underwood's doing and how he's playing.
Do you trust your beat
So to quote what Isaiah Holstetter, I think earlier today, Samaj isn't going to give us coach speak. He's going to be honest about what he sees. Like you're not going to get that coach speak from Samaj.
When he said the quarterback's throwing darts.
Well,
hey,
obviously,
they were probably throwing darts. They were probably just all within 10 yards. No one asked him that.
But I'm not even talking about. I saw Darren say that, the coaches and players said it last year too. Yes, they did. We were lied to at a.
It's okay to be in silence.
Hey, Phil, we can't hear you.
Hey, Maize, I want to apologize. Apparently, in the show, it was listed as a public school, even though they had private donors.
But public schools can have donors too. But anyway, what I was saying is, I'm hearing it from not just players, not Michigan players, but people visiting and things like that. So it's a thing. But I do got to get out of here, bro. It's 9:30 on a Friday.
Hey, I just want to ask Garrison one thing real quick.
Go ahead.
Garrison, you know who Skinner and Kurt Walters was?
What?
Some light-skinned dude.
No, Kurt Walters was a center at South Christian and Skinner.
Oh, Kurt Walters. Oh, okay. I thought he was being funny. Kurt Walters in the 90s?
I'm being
Yeah, Kurt Walters from the 90s?
He was there. He was there when I was at why. Hold on, Garrison. He was there. Hold on. Garrison. Kurt Walter was there when I was at Wyoming Park with Drew Neisel.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The early years you told me when we had like David Cool on the team.
Yeah, and all them. He busted that Arizona though. He never got to play.
So I'm actually the first black male to graduate from my high school. But it's crazy because it's crazy because my high school.
Yeah, South Christian was all white.
Yeah, all white. We have some of the most.
Yeah, they was all rivalry
ever, bro. Like we have a guy. Do you know the steeplechase?
Yeah.
We have a guy that won the bronze in the Olympics.
Wow.
Our school.
Yeah. Who can reach the Hall of Fame first, Jack, Sawyer, or JT?
Never. Neither.
Yeah.
Hey, they can race there in their cars, I guess. Who's got the best?
No, that's Georgia players.
That's a fact.
But I think the Football Hall of Fame is in Ohio.
Beat Ohio State players from Georgia and
Ohio State players
starting in Columbus to Cleveland or to Canton.
Garrison, put your hat back on, Garrison.
All right. Look, I'm gonna give y'all this Lich Max. Tell the people where they can find. By the way, Lich, I used your graphic on my last.
I'll have to go check that out.
My last. What was that? What was that on Kinetic?
Dude, I don't know. Hold on.
Instagram. I think it was Instagram.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm barely on Instagram, bro.
Yeah. I used it on the gram. But anyway, Lich, tell the people where they can find you. What you got?
You can find me at LichMax626 on YouTube and Twitch. I do user games on Madden 25 and College Football 25.
Yes, sir. Garrison, tell the people where they can find you. What you got going on?
Yep, you can find me at Ohio State on the Voice of College Football on Mondays, and on Thursdays we have our call-in show. And then right now in the works, Bryce and I will be coming back with the Scarlet and Blue show, which is of course an Ohio State Michigan show. That's really fun, and we'll
Very
be
nice.
putting that back up soon.
Definitely check that out. By the way, I hear Bryce is going to be doing some other big things too. So shout out to Bryce, wherever he is.
He's at the Voice of College Football.
Let's do it, man. I'm gonna definitely be checking that out. Shout out to Bryce. Mar, I'm gonna give you what's your last word?
What show? Ohio or
Nah,
Michigan?
nothing, man. Good
It's the
show.
Michigan show. I'm guessing. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mar.
Hey, good show. You know, I'm sorry I was late. I was getting my, taking down my dreads and stuff. Yeah, man. I just can't wait till next Saturday. That's when you can find me in St. Louis. But yeah, man, we definitely gonna be rapping next weekend.
I might
It's
be there.
upon us. Let's go.
No doubt.
Peace.
Tim, last word.
Yeah. Y'all can find me on YouTube. My YouTube channel is called the Thunder Redman, the Michigan Football Show. Another platform. Yeah, y'all can find me on Discord, and I also got a Twitter page. It's called it's Timothy Redman 20.
No doubt, man. Shout out to Tim. Tim, we appreciate you coming up, bro.
Yeah.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Dub Q. Tell the people you get one last word. Dub Q. What's your last
One
word?
last word. Unlike last year, I believe the hype from everybody. Because I don't know what they could have been seeing. I mean, maybe they're really excellent practice players, bro. I don't know. But they are
That
not
is a
gamers.
thing. That is
They
a
are
thing.
absolutely not gamers. Well, Warren is. He played in the game, but we're not gonna rehash that.
No doubt.
The Buckeye killer.
Right, no doubt, man.
Go Blue,
Black
bro.
Hat, go Blue. Black Hat. Oh shit, I just dropped it. Black Hat, there you go. Last word.
I'm gonna say this. I'm always one of those guys that I wait till week 1 before I make my decision on how the team's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I've told some people that too. Like, I'm actually gonna wait till week 2 because that's when we actually play a real team.
Really, the challenge because
yeah. But yeah, that's a fair assessment. Shout out to Black Hat, of course. My guy Kinetic. Tell the people what you got going on, where they can find you.
Yeah, just Kinetic 615 on all the platforms. If you're interested in entering the raffle for that helmet that I'm going to be giving away at the spring game, hit me up on X or Discord. Inbox me. You can pay for the ticket beforehand, or you can do it there, cash or Cash App.
$5.
$5 for a ticket, 20 for 5, and we'll be raffling it off during the post game show after the spring game. Also, I just want to say, people need to quit being so sensitive. I done got someone in their feelings on Discord today. I posted a thing on X, and the Buckeyes on there, as much as they claim that they don't care about the cheating anymore, every comment on there is something to do with cheating. So people need to get out of their feelings with this stuff, man. It's all jokes and having fun.
That's a fact. Yeah, don't be sensitive. That's our mantra. Follow me everywhere at Maize Madman. Be sure to follow my guy, Go Blue Maniac, right there. Go Blue _Maniac _24 on Instagram. We are going to tie him up, take his phone, create a Twitter or X account for him at the spring game. So don't worry about it. It'll probably be the same one right here, just to keep it all streamlined. Till next time, you know the slogan. Stay angry, my friends.